I am here. I'm from here from my whole life.
Do you know me?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
absolutely.
Can you take me around?
Yes.
Anh thuê em một ngày tour guide là bao nhiêu tiền?
Không tính bằng tiền, tính bằng cái khác.
Cái khác là cái gì?
Trả bằng tình đi.
Tình là cái gì?
Tình là love. Emotion.
Okay, I give you a lot of good energy.
Ok, cảm ơn.
Live in District 4 your whole life.
Yes.
Ở đây luôn.
Đúng rồi. This is my secondary school.
Wow, so you really live there and then now you go to school here.
Yes.
You don't need the bike to school, you just walk.
Đúng rồi, em đi bộ. So this is the famous street food that everybody go to nhậu. Mọi người sẽ gọi là đường 20 thước. Which is
This is very aesthetic street.
đúng rồi. Em rất hay dắt học sinh đi ăn ở đây. For them to feel the Vietnamese spirit.
We haven't gone to the interview yet, but tên em là gì?
Em tên là Vi. Yes, Thanh Vi.
And you're a Vietnamese teacher.
Dạ đúng rồi. So ở quận 4 là mọi người sẽ rất là hay chạy xe vào hẻm và chặt hẻm vì đường ở đây nó rất là xấu. It's like
Chặt hẻm là cut the street.
đúng rồi, cut the street.
Shortcut.
Đúng rồi, shortcut. Và chặt hẻm ở quận 4 vui lắm because it's like a maze. Even until now, there's still a lot of hẻm. I don't know how to cut.
Certain personalities. You say you're more are you tough?
Hả? More what?
Dữ.
Đúng rồi, giữ. Đây là con đường của những người giữ. Tôn đảng. This is yes. This street is famous for mafia stuff because they used to be a really
On the street.
yes. He lived in this street somewhere in this hẻm, and he used to be a really big mafia because he can like had influence for a lot of
Are
things.
there still any mafia on the street? Maybe. You can't say because someone will come after you.
Actually, yeah, there's still a lot, but they're just like regular people right now. They're friendly. They're back to their become normal people.
So what would you say like was like the most dangerous year for District 4? Like where like we know that okay, a lot of mafia here, like 1990?
Yeah, somewhere between 1990 until 2005 or 10, I guess. When I was a kid, it's still kind of dangerous. And I used to live near there, and my mom told me that when I was a kid, we was in the house, and our house had, 2 doors and one side door, one small side door, and randomly, my mom was open the side door, and then she just saw someone was, doing heroin and inject his own skin right in front of her. Đúng rồi, chơi ma túy. Sau rồi mẹ obviously just đóng cửa lại, and then she cannot feel the wind anymore, and she feels so pissed off about that. So it used to be like that, like drug addicts was everywhere, and because they were like kind of not go to school and stuff, so they become a thief, and sometimes they hurt people. Government saw that the potential of District 4 can be touristy, then they try to invest a lot of money to make it a better place, and right now it's actually become a better place with its own history, and I think it's really interesting. Rồi, ở đây. The government decided to invest in District 4 a lot. So right now, pricing of everything increases. Một phòng ngủ 5 đến 6 triệu. If it's ugly, if it's xấu. If it's like in a decent or maybe inside a modern chung cư. A modern chung cư like maybe Goldview and stuff is kind of like 15 to 20 millions. Có lần em bị mẹ quăng giày vào đầu.
How old?
Hả?
How old?
Không, lúc đó lì lắm rồi, lúc đó là high school. Lúc đó em giận quá, em bỏ nhà đi luôn, qua nhà bạn ngủ luôn.
Wow.
Lì lắm, em lì lắm. Bởi vì ai cũng nói em giống con trai á.
You said your parents treated you like you had like a boy mentality. So can you tell us more? Like why are you seen as a boy?
I think my mom and both of my sisters. So the thing is, my family, my mom divorced when I was around maybe 5 or something, and from that moment there is no man inside the house, but previously already no man. So as a kid, I observed a lot of weird things inside my house, which is there's no man, and most of the time my sister and my mom didn't know how to deal with their emotions. Somehow I has to be their garbage to the trash can that they
Vent.
yes, and so it just also survival mode, but it's too young, right? You're just a kid and you know nothing, no experience with emotion. So I absorb all of the emotion, and by that I had to step up and become the man. I think that was my role when I was a kid, and I try to protect them the way I think, the way I can. So like when they also want me to have a decent education, because none of them have that in their past. So they put a lot of responsibility for me because they thought that was the best for me. And so I become the one who fixed the electric in the house, the one who fixed the problem in the house, and I learn how to interact with wire, with machine, with a lot of things. And by those experience, I start to think like a boy. I start to think logically about everything. I think that was my beginning of being a boy.
And how did that sit with you?
I think it still sits with me until now, and I think I'm proud of that part as well, because it brings me a lot of knowledge that I thought that was nonsense. All of my younger year, I thought that all of those are for nothing. They create a path for me, and I just follow it, and I didn't know that it would later on affect all of my life choice.
So how was school for you? Like talking to other kids, like were you picked on? Were you bullied?
I remember primary school was kind of nice. I still get some bully from boys because they thought that I was acting like a boy and I don't cry, and I was like kind of into like fighting as well. So they assume that I'm a boy, so I don't get the privilege of being a girl, like being treated nicely or being talked nicely to. So most of the time they told me like, hey, you look ugly or something like that. And they're just kids, so kids always tell the truth, right? So they told me that I'm ugly, and they told me that I'm fat, and just something like that. And when I go to secondary school, it starts to have a little bit, I'm more conscious about that, and I start to feel hurt. In primary school, I don't really care and feel hurt.
You don't take it personal.
But then when I go to secondary school, that's when all of my life had been shifted. The group of friends I was hanging out with in primary school also not in secondary school anymore. So I had to make new friends, obviously, and also I have to get along with all of these new people I know nothing about. It's scary, and I remember feeling very, very lonely because I was acting like different, and right now the difference start to be clearer than ever.
And how old were you?
From what?
When you started to feel lonely, you started to feel different?
My whole life. But the moment was extremely clear is in my secondary days, which is from 12 to 15. So I feel like also at home things didn't go well, and they have the old mindset of treating a kid should be with violence, shouldn't be like lovey-dovey, something like that. So.
And it was the single mom.
Mẹ của em.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did she have a boyfriend or just?
No, from all of my childhood, she doesn't have any boyfriend. But both of the sister was the one who also put a lot of effort to raise me. So I always feel like I have three mothers. Three
Not
mothers.
one, three.
Three mother, and I was, acting like a boy, and they don't know how to handle it, so it's like kind of messed up.
Did you feel like being in Vietnam, you had to be like a girly?
In my younger days, yes, it's a thing here. They have a really specific role for each gender. So if you're not suited in, you're outsider. You're weird. You're strange. You don't belong to this community. Yeah, I was being dramatic about that last sentence. Our LGBT community was not being accepted, especially when someone come out inside of family or the family didn't accept, so they have to figure out their way in a really young age. Is the gender role the most difficult thing here? Until now, it still affect a lot because, sometimes I'm a girl, I went out to have business with local people, Vietnamese, and they look at me and they was like, what can you do? What can you bring to the table? Can you sign a contract with your girly thing? And I was like, look at my past, look at my achievement, and if you don't think I belong here, I'm not gonna work with you. If you don't trust me, then go away. I'll find another business. There's not just you in this business.
So it sounds like before you even talk to them, they only judge you because you're a girl. You cannot perform or do something.
And also when I was younger, my face looked really childish, and I don't put makeup on, and they all look at me like a baby. And sometimes it's fun because they take care of me, but when it comes to business, they always downgrade my ability to do stuff just like them, and I don't like that at all.
So how did that affect you once you were done secondary school and trying to look for a job or a career?
So when I done my secondary school, I stepped to my high school and stuff, and apparently I don't feel like I'm alone anymore. Still be feeling like I'm lonely, but feeling alone, but not lonely, because I found all of my best in my secondary years. The worst and the best happened in my secondary school. So I found a group of people, I found someone who support me, and then going to high school just feel like when I was younger, I feel like it's kind of boring to me. But also it's a life shifting because I spent my whole childhood, whole life in District 4, and then I fight so hard in my secondary school to get a chance to go to study in high school of District 1. And all of the best education is in District 1,
Really?
obviously.
I didn't know that.
So I think right now when I look back, I think those high school years really affect the way I was being positive right now, the way I have more critical thinking, and also being very, very mindful about everything. I think that was the key point that changed my whole mindset.
So can you tell us more after you graduated university, college? Wait, did you?
No.
No, so tell us more. What happened?
So short story, long story short, is my sister said that promised that she can provide for my university because university here is not free. But I had some experience with her before breaking the promise, so I can be so sure that she cannot, she cannot fully
follow through.
Yeah. So I tried to downgrade my university into a government school, which is even more difficult to get in. But the tiền học rất rẻ. So yeah, I choose that since I was in grade 11. So I just fought for it, and eventually, I thought it's a win. I went to that school of the government, and then, like my prediction, after 2 years, my sister cannot handle it anymore. So at that moment, I have to choose between carry everything by myself, work and study at the same time. I did that before, but it's just making money for fun. But right now, it's come to a choice that I have to make money and also focus on the study, and I don't think I can do those things at the same time. So I cut off my university thing and I go straight to work full time.
So it wasn't the fact that you failed university or you weren't smart enough. It's just financially,
Yes.
you just could not pay the tuition.
Yeah.
So then, how did you find work? So after that, you're like, okay, no more school, and then now I'm just gonna work any job, a job full time.
Since I was in high school, I already done a couple of small jobs before, and then I have those connections, and then they grow through with me because they always aware that I'm pretty young, but I have some kind of talking talent and chit chat and thing, and convince people to use the service, use the product. So when I was in university first year, I already worked as a seller, and basically I can sell everything as long as if I know the product is good, then I will sell it. And being a seller has a lot of money here as well. So after I quit university, I still continue that path.
So when did you decide you want to live by yourself?
2020. There's a situation in my family, so I have to move out. It's not like I want to. Obviously, I want to, but maybe around 25 to 30. But then that incident happened, so I have to. So from that moment, I wasn't prepared for all of that. So it's kind of difficult, but yeah, I have to. So most of the first year, from 2020 to 2022, 2 years, I fully live in survival mode. Very difficult.
So you're just working. That's why you stopped schooling, because
yeah.
like it was. I need to pay.
Yes.
I need to make money.
Yes, and I don't get support from family as well. My family has an incident, so they cannot afford for that.
So it must be tough being, from your perspective, a girl in Saigon, living alone, and everyone here treats you like a little baby, and you're just trying to
punch them in the face.
From District 4, you're a gangster, and just trying to like make sense of your life, right?
I don't know. I don't think my life have any sense from the very beginning.
How long did it take you to decide like this is not for me?
1 year specifically. 1 year I keep jumping from this company to another next company to another next company, and I cannot blend with the culture, with that kind of gangster culture.
So are you, with teaching, are you like happier now?
Much happier.
Yeah.
Like the preparation thing, and like doing the curriculum for them is kind of exhausted, but every time I teach them and I finish the class, I always enjoy that. I always feel much happier after the teaching session, and that is how I figure out that, I'm suitable for this.
Because on the outside, you seem like a bubbly, funny person. Yeah, always smiling, laughing. But I'm sure growing up, tell me if this is too personal, growing up without like a father, like men, and then you have like the bias or the prejudice of like, I'm a girl, I can't do this. Was there a point in your life where you hate men?
Yes, absolutely, yes. Actually, right now I can tell that it was my mother who put that idea into my head, that she didn't convince me to hate men, but I observed from her behavior and I take that as my thing. And then when I was growing older, had more experience, I realized that, she objectively put those into my mind. So yeah, when I grow, I hate men.
Was there a point in your life where you're like, why me? Like, why do I have to? Because then you probably have friends and you compare like, they have a big family, everything looks so happy, they have like, they're helping them with school, like they just live their life.
Yes. Yeah, that happened to me when I was in secondary school. Like I was saying, it's a lot of up and down right there, and I found who I was in my secondary school. So before I have aware of who I am, I'm also like, I jealous. I always jealous, and I always angry, and I always sad because like I looked at my family and I was like, but why would their parents so nice to them? Like even their parents, that is some specific point that I used to like. Whenever I feel too overwhelming, I will cut my hair by myself. So there was a specific day that I was walking home from school with my friends. She's a girl, and I just cut my hair it looks really ugly. And then her mom saw me, and she asked her what happened with me. She didn't want to ask asked when I was there. So she asked her, and she said that she said to her daughter that maybe the daughter should get me to a nice hair salon to fix my hair because it just looks not nice. And she even give her the money to bring me to the place. And the other day that she offered me to do that, and I was like, but why? My family cannot do that. I want it from my family, and this is offering from another family, and I understand how nice their mother are and how nice the parents are. And I was like, I hate it. I really hate my family back then because I'm just a kid and I don't understand everything. So yeah, I've been there for a really long time until someone specifically showed me what love looks like in a friendship scenario. So yeah.
Because I don't think it's jealous. I think it's when you're a kid, you kind of realize, like, maybe you don't realize, but like what it is like you deserve love, you deserve safety, you deserve to like be seen.
Yes.
But not everyone is born into like a loving
a
and
healthy family.
But there's a part of you that believes that. That's why you see it, but inside you're getting a reflection of like you don't get it. So it's like I have that too, where it's like it's a lonely feeling.
Yeah. And even though that, you know, the parents' friend offering me something nice, the teacher offering me something nice, but no, I'm sorry, I want it from my family, the one who closest to me. But why can't they? And I ask them. I ask my family, and they say that I watch too much Korean movie. They humiliate that. So it's not their fault. Right now, when I'm older, it's not their fault. They just didn't know any better. But to a kid, they don't have answers, so they might stick a lot to the negativity. And yeah.
So is your relationship now with your mom and family better?
Much better, I think, because I educated them how to treat me as well. I think it's
Can you give us an example? Educate your parents? Interesting.
Not like educating, but just like simply tell them to, hey, I want you to treat me like this, because like I make a really straight comparison between when I was working and those are stranger, and you are my family mom, you are my family sister, and if they can't compliment me, why can't you? I ask them, why can't you? And they give me the answer like, it sounds cliche, it sounds cheesy, we don't want to be soft with you because it's not how Vietnamese family is supposed to do with their kids. And I was like, but I'm not a kid anymore. I have my thoughts now. That's what I want. I want to be recognized, to be heard, to be seen by you. And if you don't give me those foundation, I won't have the mentality good enough to go to work. I will always stress out. And I explain to them like in a really logical way and make them understand. And it takes a lot of time and patience because most of the first conversation is too emotional for both sides, and it's very uncomfortable. I remember those first conversations with my mom and sister, we all cry a lot. But after a few times, like talking things out, and I practice with them how I wanted to be treated, they start to treat me nicer, and I feel like closer to them as well, and understand more why they did that. And when you understand more the reason, then you feel more compassion with them.
But did you ever feel like, what? I'm like a child. Why do I have to parent my parents?
Yes, my relationship with my family back then, I never talked to them. I've been a silent kid nearly 20 years. At first, I still come to them around maybe 6 or 7 years old. I was like, Mom, I'm scared. I don't want to sleep alone. And they was like, sleep alone. Everyone sleep alone. And I was like, that was the very, very first heartbroken, I still remember. And after a few heartbroken like that, I just shut myself up for so many years.
Because you realize it's not safe.
Yes. And then so when I actually come back to them and wants to fix things out, they also cannot tolerate that. And it was really, really weird at first, always. And so, but they sense that there's something changed inside of me because right now I am able to open up. So I think they think about that like a good sign, so they take that as well. So I think I feel lucky that time that they start to take it and they wanted to. Maybe that's the difference. They wanted to.
So it's like, it sounds like your mom had to be ready. Like, not only like you had to grow, but they have to meet you, right?
Kind of, I guess.
Because she has to be willing to listen.
Yes. If they don't, I made them. We're the spirit. But yeah, they have to be ready as well. And we had to put inside their mind that you do something wrong with me. That's why I reacted like that. And you have to admit it. Admit that you're wrong. Put down your ego.
You said that to your mom in Vietnamese?
I say that I just say mẹ đừng có như vậy nữa. Mẹ như vậy, mẹ nói chuyện với con, mẹ phải nói chuyện thiệt lòng. Đừng có kiểu nói chuyện bằng cái tôi rồi kiểu giận lẫy này kia thôi. Lớn rồi, con cũng người lớn rồi, không có nói chuyện kiểu đó.
I feel like that's so brave, because I feel like even now, even people that are like grown adults, Vietnamese kids cannot have that conversation with their parents because it's not safe, right? Or maybe it's like 30 years, 20 years of like just built up pain that you cannot express.
Yeah.
So how did you find like the courage to be like?
Maybe moving out affect a lot. The first year it was so nice. It was so nice. I don't have someone like complain about my everything. It was so quiet.
Throwing a shoe at you?
Yes, it's actually really quiet, and that calmed my mind a lot. And you know, my nervous system was never been calm like that before, and I so enjoy that. But after 1.5 years, I start to feel like something is missing. I feel like I'm missing something, some emotion. I was like, it was new to me. And I start to like, oh my God, I miss tiếng chửi của mẹ. I really miss that. I miss tiếng chửi, I miss tiếng la, I miss someone like tell me to do something. And then I realized, like, oh, so family is actually affected that much. After 1.5 years moving out, I realized that, and I realized that I have to fix this connection. I think it happened quite fast. Just 1.5 years, I already recognized that, and I think I have to fix that. So I just do it. I don't have like the thought of what if I do this and they don't accept it or anything. I just do. I feel the need to do that, and I do it. And if I couldn't, like during the time of making it, if it's not going well, I try another way. Yes, this is my tattoo for that. Yeah, like.
I don't think you can see it, but it's a fighter.
Yes, it's fighter.
Okay, let's wrap this up. If during like the toughest times during your secondary, what would you say to yourself, knowing that you see the other side now? You heal the relationship with your mom. You're doing something that's more compatible with you. What would you tell that younger me?
I actually never thought of that, even though I hear a lot of this question in the other podcasts. But yeah, I think I would say keep going, because I think from a really, really early age, I already know what I'm supposed to do in any kind of situation. Sometimes I ignore my gut, but most of the time when I follow my gut, everything turns out to be right. So just keep going, follow my gut, or your gut.
Intuition.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for giving us a tour of D4, the most dangerous. If you want to book her for a Vietnamese lesson, Vietnamese teaching lesson, in the description below. IG, Instagram. How do they reach you? Liên hệ.
Liên hệ, my Instagram là lab from lavender, lab.healer.